Hey all, Ryan here from Planetary Lapidary, and welcome to another episode of Freeform Fridays, where I take rocks and fossils I find on the western shore of Lake Michigan, shine them up and make them look pretty. So today I have something in mind. I am actually going to polish up two different types of agates from Lake Michigan. This first one is the very first Lake Superior agate that I ever found. It's got really cool, here let me zoom in a little bit here. It's got really cool parallax banding in there, kind of all the way around. A really cool Lake Superior agate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to polish this thing. I'm going to polish edges on it all the way around, and then probably polish off the top and the bottom and make this thing into like a cabochon. I don't know. I'm gonna look at it once I have the edges done and decide from there. You know, see if I can get some more of these bands to pop out. And then we have this second, this is a cold water agate from Lake Michigan. And it's just a nice little nodule. It goes all the way through. You can kind of see some cool little white bands around. So what I'm gonna do with that one is I'm just going to, here, let me zoom out so I'm not so shaky. I'm gonna just polish it all the way around, and I'm gonna leave the top and I'm gonna leave the bottom just how they are. So I'm gonna take a little bit of this off so this isn't so chunky here, but I think what I'll do is I'll start out on the 260 grit on the 8-inch flat lap, and we'll go from there. I don't want to take off too much of either of these, so let's see what we can do. Okay, so through all the discs, I did hit both pieces with the finish disc. So here's the cold water piece. The bottom is exactly the same. The top's exactly the same. But then this is what we got. Nice pocket all the way through. Some nice yellow lines even. And then when you flip it around the back, the pocket comes through with the two white lines around. And then super micro bands right in there. You can see the little bumps over the yellow color. Really cool. So a really good representation of a nice little cold water pocket. Really cool. Turned out good. And then this is that Lake Superior agate. So I did try to get all the skin off that I could. That tiny little staining there and that tiny little staining there stayed, and then that weird red line right there popped out. Could be just a fracture that was in there. But really what I wanted to get was the sides. You know, here's the back too. You can see how those bands started to come through the tops of the layers, but I did leave a little skin on the back too. I just didn't want to take any more off. So like I said, the main thing I wanted to get out of this one was the sides. So I'll try to give you a good view here. So this is the side with the parallax banding in there. Try to get it in the light here. There you go. You can kind of see it switching with the light all in between the bands. Tons of bands on that side, and then it kind of goes all the way around the corner. You can see the bands in the corner there, and then it kind of came to a nice little pocket right there too with some parallax, and then a whiter pocket, and then it kind of just goes away. So all in all, I think it turned out really good. I'm glad I was able to keep that parallax banding on there. That's kind of all I wanted, like I said, because it's just going to go over by my other Lake Superior agate shelf, because I don't find too many of these. So let's actually go put these over there. Here, we'll get some light on over there too. So this is my little cold water shelf with my little cold water pockets. We'll put that guy right there. And then this is my Lake Superior agate shelf. So we will put this guy right there. So hopefully you liked this video. If you did, leave a like. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. Stay tuned for some close-ups at the end, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.